Bukayo Saka is on pace to lead his childhood club to their first Premier League title in almost 20 years, as Arsenal, at the time of this recording, are 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League. But before Bukayo Saka was a starting player for both Arsenal and England, where was he and how did he get here? This is the story of Bukayo Saka. Bukayo was born on the 5th of September 2001 to Nigerian parents. He was born in Ealing, West London, where he grew up with his mom and dad and brother. At 3 years old, he began playing football with his dad and brother in their backyard. He used to kick the ball against the fence and a small goal. Eventually, Saka broke the fence, broke the goal, and his dad thought maybe it's time for him to start playing with a real team. So, he joined his local team, Greenford Celtic, where he began his footballing journey. During his time at Greenford Celtic, he got scouted by various big teams all around England, including Watford, Tottenham, and Chelsea. But one team stood out a bit extra for both Bukayo and his family. Growing up, Bukayo and his family was huge Arsenal fans. So one day, when Saka was 7 years old, during one of his games at Greenford, during the game, a scout approached his dad and gave him a card. After the game, Bukayo got in the car and received a card from his dad, and it had a big Arsenal logo on it. Saka was so excited that he kept looking at the card for several days after. Saka did a trial for Arsenal shortly after, and he remembers scoring a free kick in his first game, and he got accepted into the Arsenal Hale End Academy, which was a dream for both Bukayo and his family. During this time in the academy, Saka attended Greenford High School. The teachers remember him as a very good student, very polite and very funny. His former Greenford High School PE teacher, Mark Harvey, who Saka is still in contact with to this day, said he was a role model student and academically sound across the board. He was very good at PE and naturally talented sportsman. No matter what sport we played, he'd always be good at it. He had quite a small social group of friends, close-knit group of boys who are still close now, but he was a really pleasant student who was perceived well by his staff. Every single day you saw Bukayo, you saw that he was active in some way, shape or form. I remember when he was in year 7 or 8 and his side got into the Borough final. Bukayo was only around 11 or 12 at the time. They played well, but they lost the game 4-2. Bukayo came off, looked at his coach and said, "I am never playing football again." This goes to show that Bukayo was very competitive, even from an early age, but also very polite and likable by the people around him. During his time at the Arsenal Academy, Saka says he had many great coaches who helped him a lot, but one coach stood out and helped Bukayo a little extra. The former Arsenal player and Swedish international Freddie Ljungberg. Freddie started off coaching the under-15s, and by the time Saka was 17, Freddie was the head coach of the Arsenal under-23s. Saka had just got his first pro contract with the club and was still playing with the under-18s. Freddie, who had coached Saka before, really liked his game and wanted him to play with the under-23s. But other people at the club did not agree and said to Freddie, "He is not ready." But Freddie said, "No, I am the manager and I will prove that he is ready." So Saka got the call up to the under-23s, and this was the first time that he ever saw his name on the back of a jersey. A moment that he says he will remember forever. Shortly after, Saka remembers having a toast for breakfast at the Arsenal training ground when Freddie Ljungberg walks in and says, "Bukayo, get ready. You're training with the first team today." I would imagine it came as a surprise. There was no time to think. Just get ready. Saka said he was nervous as he now shared the pitch with big players like Aubameyang and Ozil. But one player, Saka said, helped him a lot during this period was the Brazilian centre-back, David Luiz. Luiz gave him advice both on and off the pitch and made him feel comfortable in the new environment. Saka made his first team debut on the 29th of November 2018 in an Europa League game against Vorskla Poltava from Ukraine. His Premier League debut came shortly after on the 1st of January 2019 in Arsenal's 4-1 win over Fulham. His debut came only 6 months after he graduated high school. Saka was only 17 years of age. So fast forward to 2020. This really was the year when Bukayo got his breakout season, but he didn't play as a winger as we are used to seeing today. Due to injuries, Saka played as a left back majority of the season. Saka did a great job and it didn't take long for him to earn himself a starting position in Arsenal. In September the same year, Saka had played so well in the Premier League that he got the call up to the England under-21s, and roughly a month after, he got the call up to the England first team. When Saka first got the call up to the England's first team, he was on a plane heading to Liverpool for a game in the Premier League. During the flight, his phone was probably on airplane mode, so he didn't get any messages or any texts. As soon as the plane landed, turned off airplane mode, received a message, and the first sentence said, "Congratulations, Bukayo, you have been called up to the England's seniors team." Saka couldn't believe this. He sat there for a good 5 minutes, just looking at his phone, thinking to himself, this really real. And now I could go on and talk about his career, but I feel like you guys probably already know the rest of the story. So I'm gonna end it here. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing, consider liking, and bear in mind, this was my first ever YouTube video. So I'm steady improving. I'm trying to get better. So any other team, any other player, or anything other football related you want me to cover, just let me know down below. I read all the comments, so try to cover that in a next video. And until next time, have a great day.